Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Oak Show on Coach Oak TV. We are here for a draft league battle because it's today, and you know what that means. We've got another one. This is CDA week number 2. So this is a post-com, obviously. As you can see, the replay is up. Long story short, timing of this battle was not good, and I was doing other things at the same time I was battling, so I was not able to live com. And my phone is telling me it's time to wake up, so ignore that. So we have brought Volcarona, which is Quiver Dance, Will-O-Wisp, 2 attacks with a Pasho Berry, Giga Drain for the secondary attack. We have Ferrothorn, which is Iron Defense, Body Press, Rest, Sleep Talk, with Rocky Helmet and Iron Barbs combination. It's pretty much max defensive. There's a little bit in Spadef after HP, but it is mostly just physically defensive. Mimikyu is Will-O-Wisp, Sword Stance, Shadow Sneak, and Play Rough, with a Lumberry mostly for a Venomoth, but also so it can eat a potential Will-O-Wisp. Garchomp is Life Orb with Fire Blast to deal with Avalugg. Mixed investment between that and physical moves of Earthquake, Scale Shot, and Sword Stance. Snorlax is Citrus Berry, Recycle, Curse, Rock Slide, and Body Press. So, and Girder is Violite. It is Guts, Mach Punch, Drain Punch, Rock Slide, and Bog. So, I'm going to put this on slow. We are going to lead off with Garchomp. Didn't really expect Avalugg to be the lead. Didn't really know what the lead could be. There's a few options. Could be Mawile, Crook, or Reggie is the most likely. So I went with Garchomp. Mostly to cover the Reggie lead, just so I didn't need to eat something big if I did go into that right away. We're going to take the Intimidate. With the Intimidate, nothing I do is going to OHKO the Mega Mawile. It's going to fall just short. So I didn't want to mess with that. I wanted a bit of chip on this first. So I'm just going to go Ferrothorn. They're going to make a smart double into Talonflame. So they've definitely got me on the back foot off the start here. We're going to go Lax. So I went Lax here. I was expecting either Fire Move or Will-O-Wisp. I should have gone Girder, because I don't think there's any reason for them to Flying Move in that situation. As just to get Girder's Guts up and put the burn somewhere I don't mind if it is, and just switch back out. But at this point, I didn't really know what Talonflame was, and I couldn't get a great read and prep. I figured it probably would have Will-O-Wisp. But if it was a Will-O-Wisp bulk upset, it could be really annoying for me. So I don't know if it had room for bulk up, and I don't know actually that even though it's post-com if it had it. I kind of was expecting special fire move, so like flamethrower, but obviously, and then mixed with a physical attack move, and then Roost and Will-O-Wisp was kind of my actual expectation. But Talonflame, I always struggle a little bit against because I never have a good read of if it's going to come, or if it does come, what it's going to have. So that's kind of where I was at here with the Snorlax switch. And the Snorlax is one of the least needed members of the team based on what he brought. It's kind of extra. It and Girder and a... what was the other mon? There's 3 mons that I was debating for the last spot, and Gyarados, making Gyarados. And Lax just based on the ones they brought, was kind of the wrong bring, but it wasn't bad, but it's bad now. Taking the knockoff of the Citrus Berry plus the Will-O-Wisp isn't great. I kind of just wanted to gauge out some things here. But I am going to switch out after putting a Body Press onto the Avalugg, because obviously I don't want to let it start setting up Iron Defenses, Curses, or whatever, right? So we just go into Volk. Wasn't expecting a Rock Slide to come off or anything there. It's going to be Body Press, if anything. So we just Fiery Dance. Don't want to mess around with it. If anything switches in, going to need Fire Dance. Talonflame's really their only real answer to this. I'm just going to go into Lax. They're going to put up a Tailwind, so definitely not something I was expecting them to have, but kind of cool. I go into Lax mostly just to sack it there, to be honest. But so we're going to Rock Slide, not catch it. Rock Slide, even though a burn would do about half to the Talonflame, and if I can get that little bit of damage to get Talonflame where it doesn't have Gale Winks, if it does in fact have Gale Winks, which I think it would in this matchup, then I'm in a better spot with Volcarona. If I can get a Quiver Dance up, I'll be in a much better spot, especially late game. So I was hoping to get a bit of damage on the Talonflame, but wasn't quite able to. He's going to Swords Dance with Rillaboom. I go into Pharaoh. It's my first answer here. He's going to go off the Drain Punch. If it's Superpower, he does Oko. But if he's Superpower, I can kind of Revenge nicely. So it's not the best situation, but it's the situation we're in. I believe I'm going to switch out. Yeah, I went into Mimikyu to take the fighting move, try to take a cheeky fighting move for on the free, as well as if he did do something else, it wasn't the biggest deal. Because Tailwind was ending, I could then Will-O-Wisp the Rillaboom. Goes into Snorlax. Just, pretty well sacking the Snorlax. I'll be honest here. They're going to let me know here that it is not a choice Crook, which being in Tim, I wasn't really expecting, but still good to know. I go Girder. If I had taken the burn earlier, this could have been a little different situation. But I also didn't know how bulky Crook was at this point, so it doesn't make a big difference on the guts there. I'm just going to stay in here. Yes, Play Rough will kill me, but I'm not gaining a ton from trying to go into Ferrothorn, and there's a decent chance I predict it anyways. And I don't want the rocks because I have a Volcarona that doesn't have boots, so I'm just going to stay in a Defog. They're going to Fire Fang. And actually, there was a roll, depending on the Mawile, that Play Rough didn't kill. But there was a decent chance they Sword Stance or something, too. So I just Defog, see what happened. I'm going to go into Ferrothorn now, as they're going to Play Rough and take a bunch of the chip, which is great, because that just means they have to hit it twice. Obviously, I'm not going to, live this or anything. It's more or less just a sack. But, I mean, in dying, Ferrothorn put half the damage on Mega Mawile, as well as a good chunk on Rillaboom. So... and half on there. It ate Sword Stance Rillaboom shot as well as 2 shots from Mega Mawile and put them both to half health. So I will take that all day, every day. Stats don't tell the whole story because that's a bad day on the stat sheet. I made a mistake here. I should not have Fire Blasted, not because he was Okoa. So when I first looked at the calc, I kind of forgot about Rough Skin being a thing. And actually, the damage was that I miscalculated too. If I had Scale Shotted here, which is less chance to miss than Fire Blast, I wasn't killing with Earthquake, but I get the speed boost as well, which can put me in a much better situation versus a Talonflame coming in right after, which would make obviously sense. So that was definitely a mistake. And I was a little annoyed at myself here, and then I stayed here and took another Will-O-Wisp with Guard Jump, which is probably again another time I should go into Girder, and then probably go back into Guard Jump to eat, get some Rough Skin chip and stuff. But oh well, not my finest moment play in this battle, to be honest. But as I said, I was doing other things at this point, so it wasn't my finest moment. So he's gonna Tailwind. Gonna outspeed now, even without the potential Gale Wings. Just goes for dual Wing Beat, so it's going to take double Rough Skin chip. Personally, and this is just me, who's not a big fan of dual Wing Beat as a move, period. I don't think dual Wing Beat was to play this game because there's so many physical threats, and I have so many chip things for it, like Rough Skin and Ferrothorn, because he also had Dracovish, which didn't come, but obviously I had to be prepared for, right? So Ferrothorn, that's part of the reason it was the double hurt you. Things like that. Plus, you get such a damage drop, and you outspeed my whole team except for Zeraora naturally, anyways. So I don't think if you click Brave Bird on, say, Volcarona to take it out without the miss chance, and you then lose your Gale Wings. I don't think that's a big deal. They might not have been Gale Wings, or there might be other stuff that I'm missing, but that's kind of my thought. Dual Wing Beat also can miss. Once I saw Dual Wing Beat is where I can go into Girder here. If it was Brave Bird, it would have killed. I would have had to do other things. So I was calcing not for Adamant. I was calcing for Jolly because of the speed. I forget what it was that it outsped, but I know Garchomp's 102. It still outspeeds that when Adamant, but there was a Scarfer or something that it was important for it to outspeed, in my opinion. I think it was +1 Gyarados, maybe? Adamant Gyarados or something? I don't know. Something like that. Obviously they said after they were Adamant, but it did up to 52 max, so unless I crit one of the hits, this is still a kill for Argumentative. So he's gonna go Mawile. I just Mach Punch. I'm gonna die, so there's no point in doing anything else. Just get a little chip. And we're gonna go into a Volcarona here because Tailwind is over. And we're just gonna click Fiery Dance. Don't get fancy, right? That's how you choke this. I thought they'd switch into Reggie, to be honest, but I also kind of forgot Reggie got Ancient Power. So, but we do live that, which is good. And we're gonna fire off a nice Fire Dance, which puts it in Shadow Sneak range for the finish for Mimikyu, which is awesome. Because I don't have to risk a miss or play rough for any fancy dancy stuff. So we are going to be able to do that. They did say after if Talonflame had taken out Girder, they would have gone into Regieleki to finish it off with E-Speed. So it would have been more or less the same, except Mimikyu would have not had its disguise at the end, I think. So, yeah. I think that's all I have to say about this one. 30 turns, somewhere between 20 and 30 turns is my sweet spot. So we snuck it in the sweet spot. Yeah. I'm always worse on post comps. So if this is your first video of me, come watch a live comp, which is most of my battles. But that's where we're at. So we are 2-0 in CDA after our 6-0 by Zeraora week 1. So we're up to 2-0 at +7. So there's a decent chance we get passed on differential this week, but that's okay. Not too worried about differential at the moment. I'm just glad we've picked up a couple wins. Hopefully I can do better things with Snorlax as the year goes on, because I was really excited to use it, and I kind of murdered my my points budget to get it, so we'll have to see. Hopefully I can do some fun things with it, but if not, I already have a transaction plan, but I want to use Snorlax, so hopefully I can do more than what I did to that poor guy by turn 3 in this battle. Believe that's all for me. Stay tuned. We'll have at least one more Draft League battle this week. Busy little time in the Coach Oak Draft League world. Have a great day, everybody, because Coach Oak said so. And I will see you all next time.